Welcome back to the show, everyone. Dana and I were talking about taking out our aggressions on food items.
For you, it's trying to open your
Kabocha
squash.
Yeah, I was telling Dana, so like as I age and my metabolism's changing, right?
Yeah.
I'm like diet is really, this is like
Oh
struggles real
God.
over here.
Totally.
But I've been trying to add more fiber. So I was like, I'm going to start adding more squash, like just adding more like insoluble kind of
Yeah.
fibers to my diet.
Yeah.
But opening up a kabocha squash, I don't know if anyone's tried to open up a squash. I told Dana, well, I might be healthier, but I might miss 2 fingers by the end of this because it's crazy. So I learned a hack, which was stabbing the kabocha squash to let some steam out.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I try to make unfun things fun. So I was
Yeah.
imagining,
That's that kind of hack thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was kind of like imagining, like just taking out my aggressions, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a tense time, people. It's a tense
It
time.
is a
So
tense
I
time.
was
Yeah. You
stabbing,
gotta have.
gotta have it. I was stabbing, and then I
Go,
stuck
go,
it in the
go.
microwave for 4 minutes to try to soften it. But of course, I did that before Dana and I started taping. So TBD, I'll let you guys
Yeah.
know if that actually helps to preserve the appendages on my body when I go to prepare it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we started to talk about. We started talking about that, and then I mentioned that I make pudding every morning to eat to get my calcium with my lactose-free milk. And you mentioned stabbing, like getting your
Yeah.
aggressions out. And I have 2 boxes that I put them inside each other, and then I like to crush them slowly on the floor to feel like the crushing.
Yeah.
And I imagine a certain person who's in politics right now every morning, and it's so satisfying.
Yeah.
And that led us to hacks. We started to share. You
Hacks.
shared with me
Yeah.
what you put into your yogurt to make it more fun,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
so smart.
So
You put a little pudding mix,
sugar-free
instant
pudding, I
pudding
put it
mix
like
in
I
there.
get a 0% Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
So 0% fat Greek yogurt. And I sprinkle like about a teaspoon of sugar-free pudding. And I mix it up like in
Genius.
it, and I mix it up. And then I'll take like a speculoos cookie or a Biscoff, and I take one and I break it up into like 4 pieces and I submerge it into the pudding. And then by the evening, it kind of softens, and then I'll cut like berries on top. I'll do like half a teaspoon of
So
mini
smart.
chocolate chips. Sometimes I'll do like just a half a teaspoon of raw honey, which is like so, I don't know
Yeah.
if you've had raw honey. It's so delicious.
Yeah. Yes,
And
I make muffins with raw honey. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
so good.
Yep.
So like I'll do something like that, but I have to do that in the morning. I find that for me, I was saying to Dana, we were talking about the things that make our lives easier.
Easy. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Routine is one of those, and Dana's someone that can eat the same thing every day.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Which I
can't.
really wish I was that person. I've tried to be that person. I've really tried, but I love to cook and I love
Yeah.
variety, and so it just doesn't. It really kind of I haven't found my formula yet, but I just find that
Yeah.
if I'm not prepared,
Yeah.
meaning I
Right.
haven't done some meal prep,
Yeah. Yeah.
my eating goes very quickly
Very
down the
bad. Oh,
toilet.
okay. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so,
And if you had, even if you like variety, if you have like a set of go-tos and you can
yeah,
rotate the set of go-tos, that helps too, right?
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
We were
That's
just
right,
thinking of,
Dana. Yeah,
yeah, we were thinking just of hacks in general, things that you can do to sort of make I know that meal prep is one thing that I've had with clients of mine that they have a really hard time with, right? In terms of healthy food, because it's easy to be driving home from work or something and stop and get fast food or something like that. But you do that for too long, it's just so bad for you, right?
mm-hmm.
So I've gotten, I have like this fine oiled machine for the stuff that I do eat all the time. One of which is a huge salad every night that I joke is large enough to choke a goat, but I love it every night. So I'm getting, a lot, and it's always the same things. It's this really good artisan romaine. I put an entire red pepper in there, carrots, celery, cucumber, and if there's seeds or something like that are around that I want, especially in the summer, I always crave like pumpkin seeds or
Mhm.
or sunflower seeds, something like that. Put a little protein in there. But that's something that I always make in the morning when I make my pudding, and to put in the fridge because I know if I'm going to make it like before dinner, I'll find a reason to not do it. Right. So learning your own hacks and things to put into your own routine so that you'll have those good um, accessible ways to do that. Right. And not all packaged things are bad for you. I didn't know what speculoos cookies were, so now I've looked them up and added it to my cart. Right, they do have some gluten free ones. But even if it's things that you are buying, if you need packaged stuff more and more, it seems like a lot of people that are on the spectrum also can't eat gluten. And
Yeah.
there's so many more options now, even if it's a prepared kind of food. On TikTok, there's a lot of people I follow that'll say, finds at Costco this week or finds at Trader Joe's, really good stuff. Because then if you have like three things of those that you like and you don't like cooking and you know you're not going to eat a salad or something like that, just line those up so you have them so they're easy, right?
Yep.
And I do that with everything. So things like taking a shower, personal hygiene. I'm religious about it for lots of reasons, but a lot of people aren't, and they have a hard time doing that. So I will always. It's funny. So in my garage, we have our like backflow of stuff. So it's like the extra ivory soap that I use, and extra shampoo, and this kind of stuff. And then when I run out of something in my bathroom, we call it going to the garage store, right? So that way I'm buying a bunch at one time. I'm buying bulk, it costs less. But the idea is to have the backups. And so that's like become my system, right? For
Yeah.
everything in the house, cleaning things, Diet Coke, everything. We sort of store a backup in the garage. And the reason for that, it's easier for me to buy a bunch of stuff and store it than it is to just like, oh, now I've got to go to the store because I ran out of shampoo or I ran out of ivory soap or whatever. And online ordering, I know a lot of people really hate Amazon for a lot of reasons, but
Mhm.
in terms of accessibility, it's really an important thing. If you have online ordering, you can do, or Instacart, something along those lines. Going to grocery stores for a lot of people is a huge barrier because they're so overwhelming. So if you can order through an online delivery app, that's a great hack, right? And it doesn't have to be something you can certainly order from restaurants, but you can order those sorts of things. So you have them at home and you don't have to go to the grocery store, right? So over the years, I've figured out a lot of ways to have that stuff backed up so that I don't just default to kind of, I'm too tired to do anything. I'm not going to eat, either not going to eat anything or I'm going to get like French fries on the way home, which I still do once in a while because they're really good, but not all the time, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
got to kind of have those sorts of hacks, right? It's easy to call them hacks. They're hacks.
Yeah. I mean, Dana, I think like to your point, like one of those hacks is batching.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Batching
Yeah.
activities that are together. There are some
Yeah.
people that do like a procrastination batch. So
Oh, yeah.
anything
Yeah.
like they'll be like for this, for 1 hour,
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
batch all
Yeah.
the things I've procrastinated to do.
Oh,
I try to
nice.
get
That's a
through
good
as many of
one.
those like as possible.
I like that.
Um, they have there's on top of that, there's like batching, like you batch, meal prepping is batching. If you want to think about that, right? You
Yes.
batch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You can also batch based on energy. And I think a lot of
Yeah.
times we've spoken about this a lot on the show, which is instead of time blocking, some people like don't do like time blocking meaning I'm
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
work from
Yeah.
9 to 12. I'm going to work from 6 to 9. Whatever
Yeah.
it is. For some people, like if time blocking doesn't work for you, right? the idea here is like you're kind of you need to maybe tap more into energy management, right? Like what
Yes,
do you
yeah,
have the
right.
energy for? If you're saying I'm going to work from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., but you're not a morning person, that
Right,
may
right,
be a
right.
very difficult time to do
Yeah, yeah.
like
So you have to know when your brain comes awake, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you're
yeah.
yeah. And I would say if that doesn't work, which probably means you're probably more ADHD than anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Then you
yeah,
need to batch by urgent tasks, deadline
yeah.
tasks, or like mundane administrative tasks. And then to really just,
Yes, yeah, yeah,
block
yep,
out those types of tasks
yeah,
because
yeah,
like that ADHD brain is like responds to what signals, right? It's um urgent, interesting,
yeah.
it needs to be urgent, interesting, or like fun, like
Right.
it needs those novel, maybe might be
Yeah,
another kind of signal for
yeah,
ADHD brains. So,
yeah.
like finding how to kind of move through your life and balance all of it
Hmm.
in a way that feels good to you. I'm still trying to nail that, by the way. Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah,
not nailed
yeah,
that for myself. I mean, it's
yeah.
hard.
Yeah, I like what you talked about though. A couple things. One is knowing when your like prime time is, and I'll talk with my students about that because one asked me this week. She's like, "How did you get through grad school with your mental health intact?" And part of it was learning for me, trying to study, like in the morning or early afternoon. I would try and just wouldn't go well. For me, there was something happened, and it could have been a cortisol drop. I don't know what it was, but it was always like after 3 o'clock, and then I could just study like crazy until 6 or 7 o'clock. And that was not always the case for me. So knowing when you have that, but I really love that batching thing that you talk about. My wife does that on Sundays. She'll make a big dinner and then she'll put it in smaller containers so she has it for the rest of the week. But she also loves cooking, right? I don't love. I can cook. I'm a good cook, but I don't love cooking like you do. You love cooking.
Mhm.
So figuring out a way to chunk those tasks is it's so true. So like you could even maybe chunk if you're not good at taking a shower and the shower overwhelms you. Can you chunk it? Can you do an every other day? It's better than not at all. Or if you are not leaving the house but you're on a Zoom call, not talking from experience, maybe just we call it do the hair. Like the dog even knows we're going to go upstairs, do the hair, and she'll run upstairs with us. Just putting your head in the sink and wetting it so you can make it presentable. You don't have to do everything, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's okay. The idea of the hack is what can be something that can get you to the endpoint, or that can to break down those pieces to get you to the endpoint, right? And don't try to do them all at once. Just pick one, and try to do it. See if you can
Yeah.
get it in there, get it in place, right?
I find that anyone that has any difficulty with energy management or yeah, we'll just say energy management,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
eating the frog, the idea of eating the frog, which is to do
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hardest thing first, really
yeah.
is not the greatest strategy
Right,
because everything
right,
feels so effortful already that to
right.
be like, oh my God, you know what? I just need to get the hardest thing out of the way first. Really,
Exactly.
those
Yeah,
brains need momentum, they need to
yeah.
warm up. So do the absolute smallest thing first, like
That's
the
right.
absolute tiniest
Yeah,
thing first,
yeah.
and then build your momentum
That's
to
right.
get something done. But
Yep.
so sometimes structure is enough of a signal to get
Mm-hmm.
something done. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
so because I think there's rules. Like if you can establish rules for yourself, I think that's
Yeah.
another kind of
Another way to say routine in a way.
yeah,
Yeah. Like it's
yeah.
something you stick to. It's something you always do. It's like your rule. Yeah. Yeah.
I handle cleaning because I'm not a fan of it
Uh-huh.
in very, very small increments. Like
Okay.
I do a little cleaning every day.
Okay. Yeah.
I might sweep every day. I might vacuum every like but it's never I don't have one day that I put aside where I clean everything. I just don't.
Okay.
I
Yeah. It's
I'm
too
just
hard
like
because it's just so overwhelming, right? Yeah.
I and it's like I
Yeah.
don't want to do it. Like I
Yeah.
like it's like the last thing I want to do is spend my time cleaning my toilet.
Oh,
Like
you
but
don't enjoy it. Like it's not like, oh,
no.
this is great. I get to clean my toilet. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
No, what I'll do is I'll try to make that task fun. So I'll have a podcast on or a book on tape. Like I do a lot of audiobooks.
Mhm, mhm.
And I will listen to that while I do,
Well, that's
some
a
of
good
these other
idea.
things.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't
So
wanna kill yourself.
exactly.
Yeah, the idea is it's not overwhelming, and I do a version of that too. We live in a really tall townhouse, so we have 3 floors, and with my EDS, vacuuming and mopping is a little bit of a physical chore, right? So I have a vacuum cleaner on each floor, one on each floor, and I'm much more likely to do a floor. Like, okay, if I do the bottom floor, which is the basement and the entryway after I work out, because I'm already in the basement working out, I'm only going to do that floor. And then the next day,
Yep.
maybe do the next floor and so on. Yeah, you have to make it into chunks that you can actually finish and you can get done.
Yep.
The thought of doing the whole house all in one, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be in pain the next day. Be
Yeah.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
For you especially, I mean, just because you've got the physical piece there
yeah, yeah,
where it's
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
that's just not good for my body to
But same
do.
sort of thing. Like if your body just doesn't want to do it, like you say, or your brain doesn't want to do it, breaking it up is going to be essential, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think like my biggest recommendation here when people are thinking about how to make life easier for themselves, because
yeah,
I think that's the name of the game, right? Like the idea is, how do you make life easier for yourself? It
yeah.
really is very individualized. There's
Hmm.
so many productivity podcasts and
Hmm.
blogs and videos out there. And it's like, you just got to try different things to
Yeah,
figure out what works for you. And again, like I said,
yeah, yeah.
I have not solidified my eating routine. I go in phases.
Okay,
I
okay.
can't seem to like coordinate eating and exercise at the same time. Like,
Is
you
it
know,
like, is it because you like certain things, or you said earlier before we logged on, you get bored?
yeah,
No?
I think like there's a definite boredom
Hmm.
to things. For the lack of a better word, my palate just gets bored. Like it's like I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
want to. I
yeah.
used to like that, but I don't like that. And maybe in like 6 weeks I might like that again.
Right.
Kind of
Gotcha.
thing.
Got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um and then I think some of it is just like the spontaneity of, okay, what am I going to make like right now? Like that's kind of fun.
Right.
And then some nights it's overwhelming. It's like, wow, I
Yeah.
really should have prepped that salad in the morning, cuz
Yeah.
right now it's called DoorDash. Like I don't DoorDash that often, but you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it is French fries. I mean, like that would be like,
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to have that too because they're good, right?
they're so
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
Like darn that awful fat and salt and, I mean, it's the worst
That's right. Oh
possible
God.
thing for your body.
Yeah.
And
Speaking
I
of
think,
hacks too,
yeah.
like things that make things easier, right? So you talked about not wanting to clean the toilet, and I thought about like scrubbing the tile in the shower if you have tile. And I haven't used it yet, but I bought off of TikTok because it has a long wand and it has the spinner. So
Oh,
it'll reach and then it'll also do the scrubbing for you. And I thought that's a hack, really, because
yeah.
I avoid doing it because it's such a pain in the ass, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So finding hacks, ways to do that. Ask other people. Go on message boards and say, "What is
Yeah.
your hack for X, Y, or Z?"
Yeah.
And stick with one that works for you.
S-
It's
Yeah,
okay to
try
do
different
that.
things. I do love tools. Tools make things
Yeah,
fun for me. I will say,
yeah.
I have an ungodly amount of kitchen equipment.
Oh,
And
because you love, yeah, yeah,
I have really, really done a better job at not buying single use appliance things. Like, like this appliance is only good to make one type of thing, right? Like, I've been really
yeah,
good
yeah,
with
gotcha.
not getting
Yeah,
those types of things. But
right.
I will say, things that have really sped my prep time up in many ways is an air fryer.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah, we got one of those too.
it's
Yeah,
just so great. I can
yeah,
have the kind of crispy things that I want to have with very
right.
minimal fat, right? But the great thing is it's kind of a set it and forget it kind of situation. the
Yeah.
air fryer is something that I really help, like, my clients utilize,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're really worried about burning their kitchens down for good reason, like, I'm gonna forget,
Right. Right. Yeah.
but they can make single meals, small
Yeah,
single
or like
meals
a
in an air
crock pot, get a
fryer.
little crock pot. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, the air fryer. Yeah, because it does it
right?
fast, right? So you don't have to worry about leaving it on while you're gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Instant Pots, these types of things. I mean,
Mhm, mhm.
toaster ovens. I mean, like, these are the things that I think have been really great. Like
Yeah,
these appliances that have been really great for people.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just I think the other thing too that I find is that by the end of the day, and I've learned this about myself, I have had I'm decision fatigued by that
Yeah,
point.
you just want easy. Yeah, you want something
I
easy.
cannot
Yeah.
I don't make important decisions at night.
Mhm, mhm.
We will talk about it at night, but we'll say, let's make the decision in the morning. Like, we've
Oh,
been
yeah.
much better with that because it's like a struggle
Mhm,
at
mhm.
night. My brain is just like, I cannot wait. I'd
Yeah.
always like I don't feel like I always make the wrong decision, but that I'll make a
You're more
decision and go,
likely.
why did I not think about that, whatever
You don't
blind
have any
spot that I have
bandwidth
earlier?
left. Yeah, yeah,
No blind.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
those are the
yeah,
things, I would say. But
yeah,
yeah, if you can get those things set up for yourself, I think that makes,
yeah.
again, like how do we make life easy? Like, how do we put it kind of more in an easy mode when everything feels hard, you know?
And learning, like, what is your thing? Like, not decisions at night. There's always a funny meme where it says, "Me when I've made the decision to wait to get gas in my car on the way home from work instead of getting it on the way to work." And I'm like, "Oh my god, it's not just me." So that's one of my rules. Don't You can't delude yourself you're going to stop on the way home, because you never do. Stop trying to think you're going to do that. Just stop now and do it. So it really, again, is that awareness thing. Like, what do you need? What would work for you? And
Yeah.
then learning how you deceive yourself really is
Yeah.
important as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is back to self-awareness. Again, like this is
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is a
yeah, yeah.
central theme for us, and it's
Right.
always know yourself. Like, know yourself and accept yourself. All
Yes.
of this, sometimes the whole, why am I like this? Why do I do this?
Mhm,
Why? It's like,
mhm.
it honestly doesn't matter.
Right, right.
In many ways, it is what it is. Like, it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
how things work for you.
yeah, yep.
Just meet it. Just meet
Just know
yourself
that
where
and
you
need it.
are.
Yes, exactly. That's
Like,
right.
don't make any
Exactly.
judgments about that. So, at the
Yep,
end of the
yep,
day, know yourself, accept yourself, and then work from there, I
yeah,
would say.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's great. Great advice. Yep.
All right, everyone. Well, I'm glad Dana and I could talk about all the ways that we try to make our life easier. I mean,
Well, tell us what your hacks are. Share in the comments. Maybe some it'll help some other
yeah.
people too. Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious. I'd love to know what your hacks are too. All right.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
everyone. Be good to you. Be good to others. Take care. Bye.
Bye.